We welcome all the trolls. It's September 22nd, 2 2025. The greatest to be alive is right now. Everything is happening right now. Everything in the past it's happening right now. Everything that you will do is right now. The past, the past is alive. And the best time to feel alive is right now. The best thing to feel is being alive. You always want to feel being alive because you feel life. You feel alive. Good morning, Stinky. I feel so alive. Are you just thinking? Are you just thinking about living life? What you're going to eat for dinner? You're just thinking. You're not feeling the life you are. There's nothing outside of the life you are. Every art, every activity you do, all you're trying to really do you're trying to stop thinking. Because you're only thinking about life. You're not actually feeling the life you are. Hello, Jeremy. Nice to see you in here. I am from the East Coast of the United States. I love Brazil. I'll be going to Brazil next year. I stay in a place called Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh. It's right in Pennsylvania. And it's between New York City and Washington, D.C. Okay? But just know everything is trying to distract you. Most importantly, people. Because there's only one thing you need to do. Is to feel the life inside of you. Whatever guru you're talking to, this is what you really want. Whatever scripture you read, you want to feel this. We want to feel this very moment. Because this and everything, this in the moment, me, we are together. Hi, you in India? No, I will be next year. My old quarterback went there. Yeah, I haven't been watching sports. But everything that you're trying to do in your life, you're actually trying to stop thinking. So question your thinking and actually just come up with anything to stop you from thinking. Because we are trying to feel the life inside of us. You're not going to feel what you are and know what you are by thinking about it. Life is actually alive at this very moment. And the reason I'm even saying this, because my whole life I've been feeling this, but no one's broken it down for me. And more so, I want you to feel this. Because it's the greatest feeling in the world. When you're thinking, it's just a concept. You may not be aware of when you're thinking, but it's not actually life itself. And you're not feeling So what happens when you stop thinking, when you can focus, you become life. And you're not thinking. So there's no problems. And you feel life. You actually become life as if it was separate from you. It's an illusion. Your thoughts are trying to make up of the word. Like, your thoughts, they're trying to make up the world. But it can't. It actually wants to stop thinking. That is the answer. Listen, the reason you have a question that in your head because we all have questions. You want your question to end. That's why you have a question. And when you can automatically end your questions, you become the feeling of life itself. It's bewilderment. Yeah. I thank you, Jeremy. Yeah. If we can't stop our mind, we should die with the Lord on our mind. He gave us this life. That's why we can become happy. Because what the Lord is, He is the feeling of all life. And we want to connect to this. So if we become aware of our thoughts, which some of us are already starting to, then we can nail the thought, like pin the tail on the donkey. Then we can step back from the thought, change it to anything that makes us feel good, and we can just stop the thought at willpower. And then you just see it. You just see everything. Yeah. There's no analyzing going on. Everything just becomes everything. There's no division with all this stuff. There's no more trees. There's no more leaves. You're literally staring and focusing, but you're not thinking about anything. And so you warp out of your body and you literally merge with everything. Kind of like you just jumped into a painting. It's so surreal because when you're in this state, you are completely feeling, and now there is no more mind reality. It's you're not thinking anymore. There's nothing to think about. And this feels like it. You don't want to go back to thinking. Like, this is it. The evolutionary stage is inside of us. Yeah. You become thoughtless. Yeah. It's like literally you're jumping in a painting, or you're becoming the character. If you've ever played a video game, it's like you become the character in it. Really, we all want something. God bless you all. We all do something, anything. The whole reason that we want to do something is because we want to get into the activity and to stop thinking. That's why we want to do something. It's why really we do anything. Simply, you just feel life. Because thinking, you're not feeling life. It's like doing math problems all day in your head. It's a headache. Because what we really are, we are not human. We are not the body. We are not a name. We are actually the feeling of life. There's no other way to describe it. And it is a non-thinking state. This is what God really is. And this is what all reality is. Because all your concepts about reality are just an idea. Our reality is actually, it is a feel-based reality. Yeah. There's no words for it. Yeah. Because simply, you don't want to think about reality. Anytime you do something, it doesn't matter what that you're doing. Every time, you want to actually feel what you're doing. It's why people even want adrenaline rushes. So you get so bewildered that, you're not thinking anymore, but you're not aware of why you do things. A good example would be a rock climber. A rock climber with like no harness, they're not thinking about death. If you don't think about death, then death doesn't exist. What I'm saying is very simple, but it may sound deep. But a rock climber, they're not thinking, they're just so caught up in feeling their life. You want to feel your life. the whole world, the reason why it is, because they want to feel life. When you don't feel life inside of you, you want to control other people because you want life. Yeah. Everybody wants to feel this. This is all there really is to feel. The mind is illusionary. Yeah. Yeah. Simply, everybody wants to be so caught up. The reason why anybody is miserable is because they want to feel the life inside of them. Yeah. That's all. It's a great reason to be miserable because, yeah, you want to know what life is. When you get angry, you feel angry, right? Well, then you want to stop being angry. It takes too much energy, and it makes you not feel life. You get stuck in your head. So, as soon as you get angry or not feel the life inside, you want to go back to feeling the life inside of you. Because all there is to feel the life inside of you. And this is the source of happiness. Everybody wants to be happy forever. Eternal happiness. And that's because you have to feel it inside of you. You'll never get it outside. And once you feel it inside, it feels like complete love. Then your whole outside world, it doesn't matter what happens because you're filled with happiness. Then your whole outside world becomes happiness. Yeah. Nothing can affect you when you are happy. You can feel this now. You can become happiness right now. Hello, MK. Women's lives are not easier than men's. This is just your thought. There's no yes in your thinking, and there's no no. There's no yes, and there's no no. Hey, what's up? I'm just shooting a video. Hey, Dylan. Yeah. Because it doesn't matter what you think. Usually you want your thought to be correct. Of course. You want the acceptance of others for your opinion. You want people to validate your opinion. And the thought that you have, you can create it anything. You can create any thought that you want. But if you just drop the thought altogether, it doesn't matter if it's yes or no. That's just a objection of your mind. Yeah. Yeah. There is no yes and no no. And when it is even more than the observer, you actually, when you stop thinking, you just actually feel the life inside of you. You'll be in complete calmness. So if you become calm as you can right now, you'll also simultaneously feel happy. You'll feel love. I had my hat off like Muji. If you guys know him. His hat be sitting like all the way up here. Yeah. What do you think happens when you die? You stop thinking. It wakes you up. To live in the present, not worry about tomorrow. Yeah. Your beliefs want to believe it's real. But it will always be a belief until you actually feel it. Yeah. All our thoughts, they actually want to feel something. Our thoughts want to go suicidal. They want to answer themselves. They want to end. That's why we have a question. We want the question to end. Yeah. And you can know everything because, well, you are everything. But you have to be very still. Because that's what everything is. And then you automatically feel the answers. I am everything and nothing at the same time. Yeah. That we went over a demonstration a little bit ago. You could rewatch it. Yeah. Because life has no beginning. It is formed when you, right here, when you catch it. Yeah. The past is more so an idea. Yeah. It's whatever that you do, you're trying to get back up in here. To think about reality, you can think about anything, but you always enjoy doing it more. Everything is actually to distract you from feeling the life inside. Yeah. We want to connect with everything. And so we actually connect when we are still. We connect through the feeling. How God talks to us. He speaks to us in silence. God has no thoughts. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, you don't really know anything. Hello, Camille. Really, whatever answer, you're just going to feel it. That's why before you even get a thought, there's a feeling before that. So it's being in your intuition, and it's not that we know this. It's not that it's yes. We're just going to feel something that God is telling us. Reality gives us an automatic feedback because we are one with reality when we get into this state. And whatever it is, it could tell you to make a left. You're going to make a left. If you're stuck in your mind, you're going to feel you need to take a left. But then you're going to be like, you're going to feel going against yourself. You know it feels wrong, but then you're going to go right. Yeah. So we can become aware of our thoughts. We step back from them. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is nice. Yeah. We watch the thought. We hold it in a focus. Then we can just drop it. Or you can turn it into something good. But you have to know to take a step back and see the thought. You don't even have to open the Bible. God already talks to me. If God isn't talking to you, well, then maybe you want to talk to the man that he is talking to. We're all here to feel this right now. And we can all speak to God. Yeah, the flow state. The We are all trying to get back to this. Like, if you ever see the football players, it doesn't matter what sport it is, but the football players and all these sports people, they are getting so lost in the activity, they're falling below awareness. They don't realize why they like to do the activity so much. It feels so fun because they're not thinking about it. But they have no awareness that they're not thinking. So you actually have to be aware when you're not thinking. Yeah. And you can do this right now. Yeah. God is trying to get to each of us. So you don't, for example, you don't have to open up a Bible if you already feel the connection. Therapy is looking for help so you can feel the life inside of you. Camellia, I don't know how to say your name. Therapy can also console somebody's mind. Yeah. Which may be the best thing at that time. Yeah. Simply, we all want to enjoy life. You can feel this right now. It's better than any drug. It's where you're trying to get to with everything. Because what's happening outside doesn't affect how you feel. Yeah. Outside doesn't really exist. Only your reaction to it. It's only your thought. Your thought is the connection to why you have a name or an object. Else it's just there. I don't know. Final Destination. When you talk about sex all the time, well, then it's going to be on your mind all the time. Yeah. And having sex is the strongest urge. Yeah. I can tell you, it's the most annoying thing to have on your mind. Because the strongness. In fact, if you actually just give up wanting to have sex, God's going to throw sex your way. And you're not going to have that problem anymore. You won't even think about it. The only reason people think about sex because they talk about it. You may go to the cave for a few days. It's whatever you think it is. What do you think it is? That's all you know reality for. I've heard sirens every morning. Pretty much all of my entire life. It's whatever you think. Usually you think too fast that you can't even make your own choice. You have a thought and you just spit it out. Ah. Yeah. Everything is just what you think. Why would it not be? You're telling yourself to think that. Thinking is literally talking to yourself. So everything you think about, you're just telling yourself. Yeah. You can think whatever you want about reality. And you would naturally pick the highest thing to think about if you have good thinking. You'd always choose to feel happy, choose to be positive. People aren't feeling. All you have to do is body scan and feel how something makes you feel. Yeah. Hello, Skyke. I did see you earlier. Woman. The downfall isn't the woman. How can it be a woman? Yeah. The downfall is your thought about a woman. Yeah. It's your thought about sex. Yeah. No one can control you simply because the thoughts, they're in your head. People are afraid to be happy. Happy for no reason. We have every reason to be happy. When you take something as negative, you feel negative. Thanks for all the love, guys. I appreciate you all. When you think negative, your life will become negative. You will have negative sequence of events. We're all here basically to help each other and to build with one another. The reason the world isn't the way you want it is because you've done nothing about it. How do I know that? How is that true? Because you are living your life and you're going to be living your best life. There's no one to do that for you, and there's no one to really tell you. Yeah. You'd be the happiest person if you knew this. You're the only person that can block your happiness. Yeah. Yeah. There is no woman. There is, it's just there. All your thoughts about sex are because you're just not in control. Yeah. Sex and women, they completely vanish once you merge with life. There's no such thing. Even if you are doing it, there's still no such thing. Yeah. When you think about sex, you're basically giving up your power. You want to think about sex, but that's not what your body's telling you. Yeah. Most people can't act themselves because they're friends. Your friends are what's holding you back. You want some comfort, but even that is an illusion. They peer pressure you, usually to making fun of other people. Maybe you've never noticed this. Yeah. But your friends basically being in the environment, they basically control you in some way or another. Yeah. Because you're free to do whatever you want. That just means you would create your best life. Why would you not? If you had awareness that you can do whatever you want, why aren't you doing it? And more so, you'd be the smartest man. If you're the smartest man, then you would be the happiest man. Yeah. Unfortunately, you actually don't even feel your body anymore. Yeah, you actually feel life, which is the body of everything. Hello, JM. Yeah. God's always right there. Hold on. And he wants you to feel this. He wants you to feel that's the only way to get to him. Everything else is trying to get to this. Yeah. It's like he's always there knocking you. When you get pissed about something, you don't want to be pissed anymore. And you're not accepting life. He's literally right there. Yeah. Rom. Yeah. And we just feel him. If you have pain, it's not your thought about the pain. You may feel something, a vibration, but your thought actually isn't the pain. Yeah. Your thought is your identification. All your thoughts are your identifications. They're not really you. You like this. You like that. You have all these opinions of everybody. More so, you have a greater opinion of what the world is. The world is nothing. It's just the feel of life. Yeah. People say it's the feel of love. Happiness. Never ending. Nothing can go wrong. Only when you say it's wrong, now you feel bad. You dictate if it's right or wrong. Why would it ever be wrong? I mean, hey, Cadence. Well, eventually, yes, physical pain. If physical pain will eventually make you think about it, but you don't have to. It depends if you can literally concentrate on the pain. That this would be like a advanced level or mastery. You would simply not think about the pain, so there would be no feedback from your head. And the pain, it would just be there, as in existing. Yeah. If you have so much, there is a threshold for the pain you can take. When you reach the threshold of pain, you leave the body. God saves you. Thinking about the pain doesn't defy the pain. It doesn't make it better, nor does it make it worse. But let's just say you have a pain. Maybe you have a burning sensation on your leg. You're not thinking about it, but reality is telling you, your instincts is telling you, go jump in the water. There's no thinking required. You felt what you needed to do. But the view of pain, other than what you feel you should do, there is no view of the pain. If you want to make a view, hey, I should do something in your head. Yeah, well, it's not bad. It's just there. Maximus, by saying this is nonsense, you're allowed to say whatever you want, but I know you're full of shit. By saying this is nonsense, because that's not something Jesus would say. That's not something someone who feels life. They wouldn't say that. As Shakespeare said, woman. I don't know why you're talking about woman so much. It sounds like maybe you want one in your life. And Shakespeare was probably, he was paid to say that. That's not something he wanted to say. Pardon my thoughts. People are, some people get upset because I literally laugh. People get upset about that. I want to stop shaving. Well, it is your choice. But I can tell you only when you shave, it's actually when it's itchy. After you get past a certain, you're not going to shave, I've never ever been itchy. Not anywhere where my hair is. Just to let you know, like in advance. Yeah, it's actually falling out. Yeah. If we can just see life the way it is, it's only when you deny life, when you're afraid to love. Why is the devil evil? Why do people make fun of other people? They're afraid to love. They're afraid of the truth. Woo! They're afraid to be love. I know there's a restriction there. There's 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 nothing to whine about. You're whining. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. Because you want to stop whining. And you actually want to get something. That's what whining is. And it's why we are here. You want to feel your life. I've felt it. I feel God's presence. And I know this is what everybody wants. It doesn't matter if it happens through me, if you don't watch me. Nothing matters. The only thing that matters is your view of the world. And more so, it matters how you feel. It sucks to feel bad. I've felt that. We've all probably felt that. All it sucks, you got to understand, when it sucks, your viewpoint of your personality has turned wicked. Doesn't mean it's bad, but your viewpoint is resisting life. You're not in acceptance. because then you feel relieved and get over it. As soon as you have acceptance, yeah, then there is no problem. You're trying to not accept life. Yeah, your intuition, that was God speaking to you. Yeah. Yeah. God isn't something to see because you want to feel something from him. That's what you're going to do. If you can just open up into love, you can feel God. And if you stay in that openness, then you have to match his love. He's actually a feeling, and it's just running everywhere. Yeah, you really are just the feeling. Yeah, you're not the head. You're not the hair. You're not the teeth. You're not the girlfriend. Hello, Grace. Yeah. God is the feeling of life, and it's right inside of you. Is there other gods? The the thing you hear about usually when you hear about disciples of Jesus, or when you hear about like Raphael and the other L's, the other gods. Hello, boss. The other gods, they are emotions. That's why evil is not really a real thing. It, it's only been publicized like that. So, really, there are gods that enforce the emotion into you. Because when you feel the emotion, you go into it. So the gods, the other gods, which they are semi-gods more so, and we'll get to this. They hold the emotion. And this is why you see in the ancient Greece, they have all these wild ass statues. All of these names for, they have all these myths. So let's just say I've seen somebody being angry. Okay, how would I tell someone in the future about being angry? Especially if we couldn't write it down. You would make a god, which is a deity. Yeah. So these Greek in mythologies, they have them all over the world. They actually represent the emotion. What is the devil? He's basically like rage. He's also a jester. Yeah. That's why he has many names, because he's a representation. All these semi-gods, they're a representation of the emotion. If I become absolutely enraged, I become that emotion, which is like a semi-god. I get lost in it. It's not who I really am. And so, yeah, the semi-gods are just holders of emotion. And it's just a representation of the emotion. And there are ways to describe it, yes. But that's why they've created this. So they've seen it and witnessed it with their mind. And then they drew pictures, and they were trying to warn you about this. Yeah. Word. Good typo. When you get caught up in egotistical love, this is what they call uh, Aphrodite's, Cupid. You get lost into the emotion. Then they've built a physical representation of it, but it's more so a way of thinking, and it's a way of feeling. Yeah. So what a demigod really is, or other gods, they are just an emotion, you could say, feeling. Yeah. It's not really a form. It's just actually the feeling. Yeah. So there are no stories, and it's whatever you want to believe. Because life, it's just here. The story is just intellect. Yeah. This story has no life to it. Yeah. Yeah. Lust, yeah, lust. Yeah, I mean, it is different forms of art, but it's just a manifestation. It's just expressing your feeling. But it gets confusing when you try to learn about it and you try to think about it, because when you are thinking, you're pulling, you're becoming mechanical. Like, you analyze things, but you're just analyzing. You actually want to end your thinking and actually feel the life that you're living. And why we are waking up, because you just want to become and feel life. Yeah. You're waking up to actually not thinking anymore. Yeah. Oh yeah, emotion is fuel. People, the thing is, let's say we can use Eminem, but let's just say someone writes a sad song. Oh, I wrote a sad song. When you listen to it, it makes you feel effing sad. But now everybody wants to hear you play that sad song. And now you have to play in sadness. Now, the question is, are you still sad? Look what's on my leg. So if you're still in sadness, no, there was I think it was a water spider. And you have to play sad songs that you made that people like. Well, I mean, you're going to go off the rails. So even though you get paid for it, the whole so that's the thing. Like Eminem, he like, oh, I have to cut my mother up and throw her in the back. Whoa, those are his hit songs, and now he has to perform them. And now do you see? Now you're like caught up in your own loop. Oh. So like the emotion can fuel you, but the whole point of any feeling anything else other than God is you want to feel God. It's to get you there. So you may write a sad song, but you want to get over it immediately. If you keep singing the sad song and thinking about it and you're not in control, which most people aren't, then that sad song's just going to keep making you feel sad. So emotions can feel you, but you actually just want to be happy. So you should write a happy song. Yeah. Do you see, like, because you want to be happy. I'm not saying writing a sad song is bad, but it's gonna suck you into the sadness and being sad. When you actually want to overcome the sadness. The trick about any emotion is you can get over it right now. Yeah, I don't even see, if I see a woman in person, since I don't care about sex, yeah, and plus, I don't see them as something, I don't think about sex with them, I just see them. I see them just like the fence. I whatever. I mean, God is inside of them. And my phone is about to die. I'm going to be on tomorrow a little bit earlier. I'm sorry that I missed some of these comments. Yeah. Lust is just a thought. Yeah. And the more we engross and think about sex is the strongest one. It is. But as soon as you give up the idea of sex, attachment to any woman, you automatically become happiness. It almost sounds stupid. Why would I give up sex? You can still have sex, but it doesn't have the same meaning or the viewpoint that you... Simply, you're not thinking about it. You can feel sex inside of you. This is where the sex is even trying to get to. It's trying to get you still. Never-ending concentration. Yeah, you can have as much sex as you want. It's your choice. I'm just reading the comments now, Jeremy. But it's... If it affects you, or you bind to the idea, of course, people enjoy it, but what they're really enjoying is the life inside of you. That's where God rests. Like there's a Colosseum inside of you, and there's all these other people in the Colosseum. But you want to see where the king sees. Sex is just trying to get you, it gets you to stop thinking.